Welcome to part two of Walls and Corners. In the first part we looked at some counter-attacks, but this time we'll look into side and back wall setups and predicting the bounce, and later on we'll look at losing the lip, looping in from the corners, and then what it looks like when you finally put it all together. You may remember this one from part one, where we centered the ball off the wall. This works great from an attacking perspective if you're in their half, as you can obviously centre the ball straight through and then follow it up as you need to. Be careful when doing it from a defensive point though, because what you can actually do is end up putting it straight across your own goal for someone just to bang in. In part 1 we also looked at angles, and here, bang on the halfway line, is at about 45 degrees, punt it off the wall, and that's often enough to cause enough panic for them to even put it in for you. That's a good way of getting it across. Punching from the corners was something we also looked at in part 1, but this has its drawbacks. Often the front post is covered, so you can use the back wall instead. Here I know he's following behind me. I'm just going to give him some space and then just tap it in with the side of the van. Instead of just using the back wall, you can use the side wall as well, as we did in part 1, and again just using the side of the van just to put it in. A lot of success in Rocket League comes from being able to predict where the bounce is. So off the back wall there, it's going to bounce and then it's going to come up just as I hit it. You can see this, the ball's going to come down off the back wall, off the ground, bounce, and I'm already there just to pop it into the corner. Slightly better angle on the replay here, you can see the setup, and I've got no chance. People always assume as well that aerials need to be something spectacular. Quite honestly they don't. Even a small one can be enough to set you up with something fairly straightforward for somebody just to put in. Again, using the back wall there, exactly the same principle. Someone's just going to poke it in. We know that it's going to come off the wall as we found in part 1, off the back wall. Someone's just going to be there just to put it straight in. Taking that one step further with the aerial, again here, don't even need it. You can punt it off the wall, on the back wall to give you the same result. Even take it off the back wall again there, and that gives the defenders no chance at all. Final look into the side and the back walls. Just popping it into the centre here. Just going to work the wall. As long as you do everything correctly, sometimes Lady Luck's on your side and you get the lucky bounce. So just doing the things quite often will reap the rewards, even if they're not 100% planned. So now we need to understand how the ball will bounce on the lip, and also my favourite part of the Rocket League setup, which is looping in from the corners. So without further ado, let's get on with that. So as an example of what we're trying to achieve, just going to roll it up the wall there, that will clear the front post, and what we want to be able to do is centre it so that anybody can sort of all pile in at once and goal on. So down the side, if I've got no boost there, so I'm having to roll the ball. What the roll does is it will go up the lip, and again it's going to pop it straight across the centre just to follow up. Once you understand that rolling the ball along the floor as it hits the lip, it will just pop up and just clear the front post. You can use this to really predict during a game, even if you don't do it yourself, exactly where you need to be. A little aerial, and there you go, we've scored. So reading the ball again here, come off the wall, it's rolling, so I know it's already going to go up the wall, stick to the wall. I can get an aerial in to actually get rid of it. We know from before that if the ball is bouncing actually along the lip itself, there's actually a point where it will hit bounce and then it will ping straight up and across the goal. This works pretty much every time. It's a clear difference though. Note the ball isn't on the ground when it hits the lip, it bounces as it hits the lip, and that's what causes it to ping up. The difference here is, note that I'm rolling into the ball at this point, so it's already on the floor. That will then hook up, stick to the wall and then go across. So the two ways of doing it, although you're achieving the same thing, is a different way of doing things. You just need to be aware that the bounce there is going to cause it, and it will usually come away from the goal as well. If you use the roll, it will stick to the wall and go right across the goal line, but not be charging down the sideline already. So you can actually create the angles off the wall. Just use the barrel roll there just as a wall hit, and then sometimes you need a little bit of help to get it in, but someone's usually there. Understand how the lip works, you can actually use it to your advantage to even force angles. What I've done is I've turned left there and done a left barrel roll to flick it over. It's better, you can see it much better on the replay. And again, that's going to loop it straight across the goal. My great mate Andy just to pop in there. Another wall hit there, exactly the same principle. I've done nothing other than just drive into it and punt it. Just about not being in the right place at the right time and having someone who can perform some form of amazing aerial, and you're back in there again. So here, note that it rolled up against the lip, it's gone across, it's not going to quite get there. Just a little wall hit, I haven't done anything other than just press A, or whatever the button is on the controller, just to pop it across and get the ball centred. As a final look into the wall hit, just in training here, just going to roll it up the wall and then just drive into it. That's going to actually hit off the wall once, come straight across, and then somebody will be there to put it in. Once off the wall, again we know it's not a continuous curve, and that'll even go in. So here's some craziness that happened during a match. Now this is what you call a pinch. Once off the wall, straight in. Unreal. So you've sat through about 16 minutes of me talking to you about side walls, back walls, aerials, angles, counter-attacks, all the other bits and pieces. So once you put it all together, I guess we kind of need to see what actually happens. Well, it's not scoring about scoring the goals all the time, is it? Team game. Remember, it's a team game, everybody. Team game. I'd love to hear what you've got to say, so leave a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to see other videos like this, or just leave me a comment below. It'd be great to hear from you and anything else. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.